Former President Donald Trump, that's former President of the United States, of course, Donald Trump, swept to victory last night in the Iowa caucuses, blowing his rivals out of the water and winning in all but one of that state's 99 counties.
Yes, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis came second, the former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley third. But with Trump so far ahead, is there now any hope for his rivals?
Well, joining us is special correspondent at Vanity Fair and host of the Fast Politics podcast, Molly Jong-Fast. Molly, thank you so much for making the time for us this afternoon. It was a pretty astonishing win for Donald Trump last night, particularly given the weather problems that Iowa was facing. Some people were expecting he'd get less than half the vote, but he just eked over that crucial 50% threshold.
Yeah, it was still very low turnout, maybe about as low as 2,000. So he did not, part of Trump's success is that he can turn out these low propensity voters. And we did not see that necessarily last night because it was such a low turnout. So I think that's something to watch with this Trump victory.
And how concerned should the Democrats be with this resurgence of Donald Trump? Clearly, his base are still very much there for him, as they have been in the past. President Biden, is it time to swap him out?
No, he's the incumbent president. You don't swap out an incumbent president. That never happens. That only ever happens on the West Wing. Look, we should all be worried. Because if America slips into autocracy, which could very much happen, remember Trump promised to be a dictator, not to be a dictator except on day one, right? And he said that he may not leave after 4 years. He's hinted at that. I think if America goes into autocracy, that's not just bad for Democrats. That's bad for Britain. That's bad for the United States. That's bad for Mexico and Canada and everyone else. So I think we should all be really worried. I think Trump has this nomination locked up. I don't think it's even going to be a contest. I think if Nikki Haley had come in first or even second, she might have had a chance. But fundamentally, the math is not mathing, right? Trump is not going away. He has a base. It continues to shrink, but it is galvanized and it is passionate and they believe in their guy and they don't necessarily even believe in a lot of the realities that we on Earth One believe in.
Perhaps the magic about Trump is that he jokes a lot, and a lot of the times he could say, I'm going to be a dictator, I'm not going to be a dictator, I'm going to accept the election if I win. You don't really know if he's joking or if he's telling the truth or what to read in between the lines there. But one of the most astonishing things is that this guy is under 4 indictments, he's facing criminal charges, he didn't build the wall he promised to build, he massively expanded the national debt, and yet he still wins against Joe Biden in the polls. Help us work this one out.
Well, I would say these are polls very, very, very far out. They're national polls. I mean, you'll remember in 2016, Hillary Clinton, the day before the election, was leading by 6 points, leading in most swing states, North Carolina too, I think. Look, Trump polls, well, maybe. I mean, again, we have not been killing it with polls, right? Remember in 2022, we were told there would be an enormous red midterm wave. There was not. 2023, we were told that in Virginia, they would flip the state houses. That did not happen. So I don't have a ton of faith in polls. I would say that the reason why Trump continues to be the Republican nominee is because Republicans did not offer anything, right? I mean, Ron DeSantis offered Trump without the charisma, much further right. And again, as you were saying, Trump makes a lot of jokes. Now, he did not make a joke on January 6th, right? He did, in fact, have his supporters storm the Capitol. You can say that him telling them to come there because it will be wild isn't exactly instructing them, but it certainly seemed that way. And a lot of people who are sitting in jail say that it was because Trump encouraged them to go. I just think Republicans were too afraid of Trump. They wouldn't go against him. Even Nikki Haley, she worked for Trump. There's talk she's auditioning to be a VP. So I don't think, if you offer people nothing or Trump, they're going to take Trump.